Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Thursday. Feels like this week went by so quickly. It is early today for a vlog. It is currently, let's see what the time is. Hold on a second. It is currently 4:24 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. And this is actually the only video that I'm filming today. I had videos planned to film on all of my channels for like the next week. I have videos for every single one of my channels for like the next week. But I'm just not feeling it today. I am just not feeling it. I don't really even know how to explain what's going on with me today. I got up and I was like doing stuff around the house and I just, do you ever have days where you just wake up and you just feel completely off? I just felt off today when I woke up. And I had therapy today and we kind of talked about it. I still don't know if I really know what's going on. I feel a little bit better since I got done with therapy, but he suggested, he was like, just do your vlog today and just take the day and tomorrow start fresh. And so that's what I'm planning on doing. But yeah, like I woke up today and I did my prayers and meditations and fell off during that. I usually feel like real inspired and hopeful. I share this a lot, that when I do my prayers and meditations, I often like ask myself, well, I usually ask myself, like, are you ready to start your day yet? And that is for me, like when I start making videos, I look on my phone, I check my text messages, my emails and stuff like that. And I got done with my prayers and my meditations today, and this very rarely ever happens anymore. And I was like, okay, are you ready to start your day? And I was like, I'm not really ready to start my day. And I actually just like came out here and sat, I like put a little bit of coffee, a little bit of iced coffee in this cup. And I came out here and I sat and I was like, I just felt so off this morning. I mean, it was, you know, early afternoon at this point. And so I went upstairs and I started making the bed. And I don't know what it was. You know, grief is such a weird thing. I think part of it is, well, I think two things. I think that I'm still not used to coming home from vacation and Boo not, like, being home. I just, like, him not being here. You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, when I'm away, you know what, the in-between times when, you know, it's been like months in between vacations or whatever, you know, I think the last vacation we took was in January, so it's been like 2 months. There's a period of time where I don't really, like, I think about it. Like, I think about him and, you know, Tucker and PP every single day, but it's like, I don't, like, I get into kind of the groove of, you know, doing videos and, you know, like Alex and I watching TV shows and reading and, you know, listening to audiobooks and walking and doing puzzles in the evening. And so I kind of like, I'm distracted, I think. And so grief kind of ebbs and flows. But I think that when I go on vacation, and I think especially because on this vacation, like Alex and I talked a lot about the dogs and talked a lot about getting another dog. You know, we're getting closer and closer to that. And, hey, how are you? And, getting closer and closer to that. And I think, I don't know, like, when we got home this time, I really missed Boo's absence. Like, or I really noticed Boo's absence. And, today I was making the bed, and, you know, like, making the bed back in the day, it's just small things. I think, I think grief exists in the small moments. Like, I remember when my mom passed away, and the moments that got me were, it would just be something random, you know, like, I mean, it was almost a year later, and I can remember, like, when the Oscar nominations came out, and, like, I can't remember what movie it was, but it was, like, a movie that my mom would have loved, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to, like, call, it's like, in that moment, you, like, want to call, you know, or you, like, smell something that reminds you of that, and, or somebody says something that sounds similar to something that that person said. You know, I can remember people would say things, I'd be like, oh, that's something that my mom used to say, you know, or whatever. And it was bittersweet, because at the moment, like, it was like it reminded me of her, but at the same time, like, it, like, pulled me all the way back into that grief in that moment. And, so it's the small moments, I think, with grief And Boo, you know, like, we would get up every day and, like, I'd make the bed and he'd be hopping around on the bed and I'd be like, come on, Boo Radley, get down and help Dad make the bed. And he'd jump off the bed, you know, and he'd look up at me and I'd be like, you know, making the bed and whatever. And then he'd jump back up on the bed and I'd be like, not yet, Boo Radley, the pillows. And I put the pillows on, he'd be jumping all over the pillows and stuff like that. And I know it sounds simple and small and silly probably, but it, maybe not. I'm sure some people out there get it, but I know when I say that, people say it's not silly at all, but I know it's not silly. It's just, it's those moments that, it's the small moments that I remember him the most. You know, it's like, when I go up to take a nap, you know, like, I would always say to Boo Radley, like, that was one of the words he knew, was nap. And I'd be like, come on, Boo Radley, let's go take a nap. And he knew the word, nap, you know? And so he'd like, and like run up the stairs and jump on the bed, you know? And the bed, I think, was like such a place where, you know, at the end of the day, like, Alex and I would be, like, talking about our day, and Boo Radley would be laying in between us in his little purple bed and stuff like that. And, you know, we'd both be, like, petting him and whatever, and covering him up with his little purple blanket, and, you know, talking to Boo and stuff like that. And the bed is, like, well, not just the bed, I think the bedroom in general is just, I think it's the place that I feel the grief the deepest, because it's the place that I most connect with Boo. Especially, like, when I would, like, wake up. I don't know, maybe I was dreaming about him last night or something. I don't know. I've had a couple dreams about him recently. And, but, you know, I would wake up. I can remember, you know, like, the last, you know, months that he was on medication and stuff like that. You know, like, Alex would get up and get ready for work, and then he would, like, I would, like, wake up, and I would see him, like, picking him up and taking him downstairs, giving him his medication, and then he would bring a treat back up, and then he would put the treat on the bed, and then Boo would eat the treat, and Alex would, you know, kiss me goodbye, kiss Boo goodbye, and then he would leave, and Boo would, like, be at the end. You know, we had the little, like, those training treats, those little Jack treats, or whatever they were called, and he just, you know, put down a handful of them. So Boo would be at the end of the bed, and he'd be, like, eating the treats, and then he would come over to, like, Alex's side of the bed, and he would, like, circle, and then he would, like, get real close to the pillow, or he would, like, sleep on Alex's pillow, and I would just, like, you know, pet him and whatever, and then he'd move around a couple times and adjust himself, and I'd be like, come on, Boo Radley, let's go to bed, you know, and I don't know, it's just, you know, and then I would wake up and take him outside, and that was such a huge part of my day. It was like, you know, I'd film a video, take him outside, you know, I'd film a video and he'd be sitting right there as I was filming, you know, and, you know, towards the end, I was, like, the last couple years I've been filming in the bedroom, so if I was filming, like, looking at the camera right here, he was usually sitting on Alex's pillow right next to me, you know, and it's just, sometimes I notice his absence more than others, and today I really, really noticed it. I think, like, this is what I was going to say, I think it's two things. I think it's that coming from back from vacation, like, I really, really missed him. I think, you know, I mean, I knew he wasn't going to be here when we got home. Like, I'm not, you know, stupid. I know that. But, like, I think at the same time, I'm not used to coming home yet, and there not being any dogs here. And then I think the other thing is that I finished the third book in this Life as We Knew It series last night. And it centers around, I don't want to get specific about it unless in case people are going to watch it, but the third book, and Nikki had kind of warned me. She had said, because she had finished it before me, and so we were talking last night, and I wasn't going to finish it last night. I was just going to try to read a couple chapters. I had like 80 pages left, and so Alex just texted me. He's gonna, hold on a second. Okay, and so, what was I saying? Now I totally forgot. Oh, Nikki had warned me about the book. She was like, the third book is the saddest out of the four, like, because there's 4 books, but out of the 3 that we've read so far, she was like, the third book is the saddest, you know, and she was like, text me when you get to, you know, when major stuff happens. Well, I kind of, like, if you read the book, all the books have a lot of, like, death and grief in them. It's a theme in the book. And so I knew, like, some stuff was going to happen, but I didn't expect it the way that it was going to, I guess, that it was going to happen. And so I finished the book last night. I ended up, like, I had all these shows I wanted to watch, and we kind of agreed last night that we're going to wait and to do puzzles till this weekend because she was tired, I was tired. So I was like, let's just do puzzles this weekend. She was like, started laughing. So anyway, so I was like, my plan was to go in and like get caught up on Survivor and then get caught up on Amazing Race. But I ended up finishing the book, and it was like almost as soon as I got done with the book. And I feel like this sometimes, like, I'm sure some of you relate to this. It's like when you get into a show, like I'm kind of a little bit worried about this with Ghosts, if you want to know the truth. Because it's been a long time since I have felt, like you guys know I love TV shows, but it's been a long time since I have felt this connected to like a cast. Where I almost kind of feel like they're a family that I visit every day, you know? And Ghosts is like that, and I'm like halfway through the 4th season. And I'm like, it ends like the first week of May, and then who knows when the next, it's renewed for a 5th and a 6th season, but it's just kind of like my homey place. And so these books are kind of like that for me. I haven't read a series of books in a while, I mean, even cozy mysteries, that I have been this attached to the characters in a long time. So, you know, they're talking about themes of grief and loss in the book, and then the book ends. And the book ends, like, there's a 4th book, but Nikki had already told me, and she's like, it's told from a different person's point of view. So you know this is, like, the end of this person's story. I don't know, it just, like, I got done with it, and I just, like, this overwhelming kind of sadness hit me. And I am a believer that we express grief through music, you know, like, when my mom passed away, and, you know, like, it was really, like, helpful for me to listen to music that helped me express my emotions and express my grief in ways sometimes I couldn't. I think that art, literature, movies, TV shows, I think sometimes we relate to the storylines, and so that helps us. Is this a B already? So early in the year? I think sometimes it helps us, you know, with that. And I don't know if maybe I was just feeling that way already, but then I watched, I finished the book, and I just felt this, like, overwhelming sadness when I got done with it. And then I watched an episode of Survivor, and then after that, I was, like, gonna go in and watch Amazing Race, and I was like, I'm not, like, I need something that's gonna make me kind of cheerful or whatever. And so I started watching Ghosts last night, but then I looked, and I was like, I don't know if it was all perspective or something that happened to me last night, but I was watching Ghosts, and as much as I enjoyed it, I was like, you're halfway through the season, the last season, like, and it finishes in May, and the next season's probably not coming out till January or something like that, right? So, and I know it's stupid, it's a TV show, I get it, right? But I'm just talking about where I find connection. And so I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it last night, and I went to bed, and I was kind of sad when I went to bed, I don't know. But then I woke up today, and I just felt off. I don't even really know how to explain it. I felt sad, but I couldn't really define the sadness. So I knew I had this therapy session, so I was like, okay. I kind of sat with it for a little bit, and then I was like, oh, there's a little squirrel over there. Hey, Thumbelina's friend. And I was like, I think I'm just going to kind of like sit with it until after my therapy session, you know? And then do my therapy session, and then after that, if I feel like it, I was like, I'm gonna film, I have like 8 drama videos or something like that. I don't even know how many in my phone. I could actually just look, but it doesn't matter. I have like 8 drama videos. I have like, I mean, honest to God, if I went back, some of them are so dated now, the TV videos, because I watched them like 2 months ago and never made videos about them. But I have like 4 or 5 TV videos that are current to do. I have one, I bought a couple things yesterday to review. Well, I bought something last night to review. So I have that, which is in the refrigerator. And then I have what I was going to review yesterday, that's in the refrigerator. So I have those 2 things. And then I bought some things yesterday. So I have like 4 or 5 reviews to do that are actually like really fun reviews. And I have all this kind of stuff, and I was like, okay, well, when I get done, I'll do this unboxing, and then I'll do a review, and then I'll do a drama video, and that's like 2 hours, right? And then I'll do my vlog, and that's it. So I got in my therapy session, and I just was kind of talking about how I felt. And the other thing is that when I was on vacation, and this was kind of like how I started my therapy session, talking to him about this today, I shared that I hadn't really felt, like when I woke up, I wasn't feeling any anxiety whatsoever. And it was like, when I got back, I started noticing that I woke up having the anxiety again. It was like, it was the weirdest thing. It was like, why just being back here am I feeling it? So I was talking to him about that. I mean, it's not long lasting. It's not hours like it used to be. I mean, I'm not concerned about it. It's even less than it was a month ago. But the fact that when I was on vacation, I didn't feel it at all. Like, not one day did I wake up and have, that I can remember, that I woke up and had anxiety. And then I come back and I'm like feeling it right away. And so I talked to him about it. I mean, I had a good session. I talked about everything. I talked about all this kind of stuff. And he was like, I think, I said, because he was like, well, maybe you just need to take like a week, you know, and just decompress and kind of figure out what you want your life to look like going forward in the spring and summer and stuff. I said, I just got back from a week vacation. Like, I'm not taking a week of not filming videos. And he just kind of laughed. And he's like, yeah, but you can slow down. You can do like 2 videos. You don't have to like do 7 videos a day. I was like, that's true. I can do that. And, you know, he said to me, he goes, I don't like, because we talked a lot. I said, I kept on saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't really know how to explain it. I don't feel like this is the weird thing about it, right? Like, my marriage is good. Our marriage is great right now. My friendships are good. I love being able to film videos on YouTube, and you guys watch them, and then, like, that's the coolest thing, right? Like, my bills are paid. We have a roof over our head. We have food on the table, you know? Like, I'm healthy. Alex is healthy. Our family and friends are healthy. Like, everything in my life is good. There's no reason for me to be feeling off. And it's not all associated with grief. I've been there before when it's all about grief. And maybe it's just one day, you know? Like, maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I probably will, you know how I am. I'll probably wake up tomorrow and just be like, you know what? Like, I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. But I've been in it before where it's specifically just grief, and it doesn't feel that way. It does, like, I feel like it's a contributor, but I don't feel like it's the only thing. I think the thing I'm struggling with is that when I was on vacation, I was like, I think I even talked about it on here, about praying about how do I bring that peace and serenity back home and feel it every day. And I wouldn't say that I don't feel peaceful and calm. I don't know. This is just like, I don't have, other than the anxiety and the grief, I don't have days where I just feel off. And like, so it kind of shocks me when I feel that way. And usually if I do, with therapy and steps and sponsorship and working through this stuff for years, it's usually like I can kind of pinpoint it right away and be like, well, this is what it is, and this is maybe what you need to work on a little bit, or, you know, take a day or 2 off, or just do this or whatever. I don't really feel like I know what it is. Like I said, like, in the past, I'm sure I'm confusing you guys, and I'm sure you guys, I almost, to be honest with you, I was like, just talk about what you did for the last 24 hours, you know, but I thought, no, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm going to share, you know, and, like I've said, like, I've been specifically in grief before, like, you know, with Boo, but, I mean, definitely, like, with friends of mine and my mom, and, you know, with the accident and things like that, like, I know what that feels like to be in the middle of it. It feels like this, like, that's a contributor, but it doesn't feel like that's everything about it. I don't know, I just feel off today. I just really can't explain it. And so I was like, because he was like, well, maybe not film any videos, maybe not do your vlog. And I said, because when we were talking about it, I was like, no, like, I'm going to do, like, a review video because that'll get me laughing and I need a distraction. Like, the videos help me, in all honesty. Like, it's interesting because whenever, like, I say stuff like this, you guys are so kind, and people are always like, Peter, just take a week or 2 off if you need to, you know? And they're like, you know, and I think about that sometimes, but it's like, at the same time, like, some of the hardest times in my life that, like, when I was really struggling, to, like, get on a video, and, like, with, like, the Boo stuff recently, you know, when I came back after the accident, like, I didn't really know how I was going to make that work. I was terrified of how that was going to look. I didn't know, like, I didn't know how I was going to do that. Like, I didn't really know how, those months, I literally sat in this chair, you know, I mean, for 2 of the months in a back brace, and didn't really do anything, you know, and so then everybody was encouraging me, like, you know, you have to move through this, you have to, you know, get back to what you're doing, and you have to, you know, like, and filming videos is what you do, and you love to do that, like, get back to that. So many people were encouraging that to me, from my doctors to my therapist, everybody, and honestly, they, like, you know, I just didn't really know how that looked for me. I didn't know how to do that, you know? And I just kind of put one foot in front of the other, in all honesty. And, you know, looking at those months after, that summer after, when I came back, flipping a fan and doing videos, you know, on my drama channel, and coming over here and just sharing with you guys what was going on was so cathartic for me. It was, in all honesty, it was kind of a distraction a little bit, you know, and it was nice to get back to what I knew. And so then after Boo passed, it was very similar to that. I mean, the emotions and the feelings obviously were completely different to both of those situations, but it was the same thing. You know, one of the things I was saying to my therapist today is that I kind of like, it's weird, the last 2 years around this time, I've kind of had this feeling. And, you know, the accident happened, and then I didn't film videos for like, I think it was 3.5 months. I didn't film videos, and I didn't do anything. And then the year after that, I got pancreatitis. And so I didn't film videos. There was a month where I didn't film a video, not a vlog, nothing, for like a month, right? I think it was about a month. And I don't know if it's maybe, you know, the first couple months after the accident, you know, the end of February and March, like I was just so in my head and healing and things like that. But like April was really like the first month that I really like started thinking about like my life and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And where people were like, you know, and then April was the month that with pancreatitis, that I didn't work for the month of April. And here we are at April again, and it's like last year I felt this way as well, where I feel kind of like, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's almost kind of like I feel disjointed. Like there's a part of me that feels like I shouldn't be filming. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. You know, people ask me, like, I don't really ever feel like, I don't relate necessarily to, I don't necessarily relate to, this woman's walking down the street with like her purse, and I've never seen this woman before in my neighborhood. She's like, looks like she's doing business or something. Oh my God, maybe it's the census lady. didn't look like the census lady that I know. But you know, people ask me a lot, like, about burnout. I was actually talking to like somebody that I know recently, completely like does something completely different in the like the online space, but they were talking about experiencing burnout, and they're like, don't you feel that from time to time? I said, I don't really. Like, I don't really ever feel like... So this is what my therapist said today. He said, your body and your mind are telling you that you need to rest, and if you don't take the rest, your body and your mind are going to force you to do it, which I've heard that before. You guys have said that to me. I've seen the memes on, you know, Instagram or the quotes or whatever, where it's like, if your body and your mind are telling you you need to just rest and feel your feelings, or if you're sick, you need to let your body rest, and you don't, then you're going to get sicker. You're going to feel more upset, whatever, right? But filming videos is so cathartic for me, and it's so helpful for me that, like, already filming this video, you know, I'm what, 23 minutes and 40 seconds in, and I already feel better, you know, just talking about this. It's so helpful for me that probably when I get done, I mean, I was just sitting here, I was thinking, when I get done with this vlog now, like, I'm gonna, like, you know, want to film more videos and what, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not going to, because of under instructions from my therapist today that, but you know, like, I don't really experience that feeling of burnout like other people do. I don't know. I think part of it is that it's not like what I do or what I talk to other people that do something similar to me is really that difficult. I mean, I get on video, and I'm talking about people that do very similar things to me. You know, we get on video and we talk about whatever it is we talk about. Even the people that edit, like, they enjoy editing or, you know, whatever. It's not like, it's just like, I don't really talk to people that are like, oh, I have to edit this video. I hardly ever, it's interesting to me when I hear, like, big influencers say that and stuff like that, because I don't really, like, the people that I talk to that do edit their videos, like, never complain about editing. Like, they enjoy it, and they don't hire editors, you know, they do it all on their own, and they enjoy it. But, like, to be able to work from home, make your own schedule, film videos, make pretty good income, you know, and I feel like it's a miracle job. I really do, like, you know, so, I don't know, it's like, I think part of it for me is, like, when I hear, it was interesting because I was talking about gratitude in one of my videos the other day, and somebody said, I don't know if it was over here or if it was in my Peterisms video, and somebody said, can you share with us how you get to point of gratitude? So I can talk about that. I was going to maybe save it for a Peterisms video, but maybe I'll talk about that today. I think part of it is in, you know, when I hear people talk about burnout, like online, it seems like the majority of the people that they're surrounded by are people that also do what they do. I don't really, I mean, I have, probably 5 to 6, 7 people that I talk to online that they do something similar to what I do, you know? Some of them are on TikTok, some of, whatever, but it's like, I don't really hear any of those people ever complain. I just hear gratitude, you know, like, oh my God, we're so blessed to be able to have this as a job, you know? And all of us have all had, like, jobs before and things like that, right? And so I think that's part of it. When I hear people talk about burnout, like, online, the majority of them are people that are all surrounded by people that do what they do, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's hard to not feel grateful for what I do when I have friends of mine that literally stand on their feet for 12 hours a day. Or, you know, my best friend owns a kennel, and she probably, I don't think people really know how much goes into owning a kennel, but she's over there every single day, 7 days a week. It's hard for her to even take a vacation. You know, she goes over there every single night for like 3 hours. I used to go over there with her, you know, it's so, and on top of that, having to deal with all her real life stuff. And then, you know, like, my husband gets up, he's out of the house at 7 o'clock every morning. You know, my cousin Caroline, as a realtor, is driving all over town doing, it's like, you know, and I think most of them, like Tanya, Alex, and Caroline would say, we have charmed jobs. Like, we get to do what we love to do and whatever. You know, it's like, so for me, to be able to just work from home, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's such a blessing. I just feel so blessed that I get to do this. But there are days that I just feel off. And this is the hard thing about it, right? Like, on the days that I feel off, or I'm just not feeling myself, to sit down on a vlog and film a video, and I think, like, this piece is sometimes confusing. Like, to sit down, like, when I explain it to other people, like, that do this, they seem to understand it, but I don't know, like, and maybe it is easy to understand. I don't think it's, like, you know, this deep concept or anything, but it's like, it's, okay, today, I'm in a space where I can sit down and I can share with you guys what's going on, you know, like, mentally with me and emotionally, and I can share that with you in a vlog, and this is not hard for me. But for me to sit and flip out a fan and sing a song, like, I have to kind of work myself up to that a little bit. Once I get to that, not most days I don't. I'm just talking about on days that I'm off, right? But on most days it's just easy for me, just like, hey, you know, whatever. But on a day like today, like, I'd have to kind of work myself up to do it. Once I get in the video, I always feel better afterwards. Once I film the review video and I'm laughing and whatever, I always feel better afterwards. It's a kind of like, you know, it's how I always feel before I take a walk. It's like, I always come up with 10 other things I could do than take a walk, but then once I walk, I'm so grateful that I took the walk, you know what I mean? It's very similar to that. I don't know what I'm even talking about. I'm just feeling off today. You know, I'm sure tomorrow I'll wake up and you know, I think the thing is for me, and I'm just sharing my experience, that when I'm feeling off, like, I immediately go to gratitude. I immediately go to prayer. I immediately go to God, and I say, you know, like, I don't know what's going on with me today, God, but, like, lead me in the right direction, or, you know, help me to understand what's going on with me, or, you know, please watch over me, or whatever. Like, that's where I go to with it, to a very spiritual, you know, point of view. And even if it's not on a spiritual level, I think, like, affirming the positives in my life really helps me. And this is one of the ways that gratitude works. You know, it's interesting because I do mostly, like, in my head or out loud gratitude lists, but when I first got sober, you know, my sponsors and other people that I knew in sobriety would say, make a gratitude list. The very first gratitude list that I ever made, I think it was my second sponsor that had me do it, but I've heard so many people share different ways of doing this. But anyway, had me make a list of things that I was grateful for that I would lose if I ever picked up and used again. And I had to carry that list around with me. And so if I was craving, I would go to that list and I would look at that list. And it was, you know, everything from, the camera stopped. And it was a list from everything from like my relationships with my dad and my stepmom, to with my relationship with my mom, to, you know, early on, it wasn't like peace of mind, serenity, a career. I didn't have any of those things. It was like food to eat, you know, having a place to sleep, another day alive, which is one of the things I say every day. It's the first thing I say in my gratitude list every single day. But, you know, I think that those really basic things were the things that I was like, you know, not being incarcerated, you know, and like I had so many friends of mine that were, you know, arrested for drug charges and things like that, or being in good health, you know, that, I mean, I had friends of mine that had cirrhosis of the liver and things like that, and I didn't, and that wasn't, you know, my experience. And so I think those immediate things like that were really related to early recovery were easy for me. And then as I got more things in my life and I could see that relationships that were, you know, repaired and starting of a career, job, or education, things like that, those were things that I was grateful for. But then those big things through the years kind of turned into, I realized I was taking for granted, and my mom is really the person that taught me this. My mom and my dad, I think both, taught me that, but my mom and I were the ones that had the most conversations about it, especially after she got sober, about the small things. You know, I'm like looking out here at the hostas, like just like the green of the hostas, or the grass growing, or the birds chirping, or, you know, it's interesting to me because I've talked to so many people that are like, I don't, like, they'll say, how many things do you put on a gratitude list when you do it? I mean, I don't keep a gratitude list on me anymore. A couple years ago, I was going to start doing a gratitude list every day. The last time I did one, I tried to do different things every single day that were specific to that day, and that was really helpful to me. I haven't been good at keeping a written gratitude list for some time. I do it here and there, but every day in my prayers, I always do it. But I've talked to so many people that are like, they're like, how many things do you put on a gratitude list? I'm like, I don't know, 10 or 20. And they're like, every day? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I couldn't come up with 5. You couldn't come up with 5 things that you're grateful for that just happened today? That you had food to eat, that you had clean water to drink, that you're alive, that you're healthy, you know, that, you know, you can see, you can walk, you know, you didn't go to the hospital today, you know, like your family and your friends are healthy today. I mean, from a good cup of coffee to nice weather to, you know, I mean, there's a million and one things. To TV shows that I have to watch, to books that I have to read, to having a working phone when some people don't, to having reading glasses when people don't, to having contacts so I can see, to, you know, like, there's like a million and one, to having just taken a vacation, to having a home to come back to that wasn't hurt by, you know, like tornadoes or weather, to, you know, like, I don't know, have people that have reached out to me that care about me, to have a loving husband. I mean, there's just like a million and one things I could come up with. So it's interesting to me when people say, I don't even know where to start with gratitude, you know? But then it's those things that I go to, and I think that it's almost kind of like this, there's so much to be thankful for, get out of the pity and the sadness, right? Of like, but then at the same time, I think that, and I've talked about this before, I think I get so deep into gratitude sometimes that I don't allow myself to feel the emotion. Like I was talking to my therapist about that today. Like sometimes my immediate reaction is to go to gratitude. So I don't always let myself, this is a deep conversation today. We haven't talked about TV shows, we've talked a little bit about books, but not much. But, you know, I think sometimes I'm so in my head about it, and I'm so trained to do that from a recovery point of view that, like, if you're having an emotion, like, unpack it. If you're going through something, unpack it. And what's the original feeling? What's the original emotion? And then to work through it, like, what's your part in that? And where's gratitude in that? You know, and where's, like, your higher power in that? And so I work through things like that. But sometimes I'm so in my head that I don't ever allow myself, I very rarely allow myself to just feel a feeling sometimes, you know, like, and that's one of the things I'm really, like, I think I said that 3 or 4 months ago, and that's one of the things I'm really, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, that I'm really trying to allow myself to feel the feeling, you know, that, I think if you watched my vlog it was so weird how that all turned out. Like when I said like I didn't know where God was, and then I went to a meeting and somebody was talking about it, and then I felt better, and then I don't know, it was just like this God moment like happened in my life. I said, where there's no God moments, where the God, I was like, I was kind of at a spiritual low, and then it like all turned around in like 2 or 3 days. I don't know that I necessarily feel like that. I feel like, okay, this is how I feel, I think. It's interesting that I had to talk for 35 minutes before I could kind of like get to where I have figured it out a little bit. I'm just going to explain it the way that I am visualizing it. I'm a big visual person. If it makes sense to somebody, it makes sense to, if it doesn't, it doesn't. I feel like, you know, like when you see, oh, there's Tiger. Hey, how are you? Tiger! How you doing, girl? she's getting big. I think that, and I miss this so much, just human connection of people like driving down the street, walking down the street, you know, saying hi, and whatever. My neighbor was out there earlier, she was like spreading seeds and stuff like that. I think I feel a little bit like, I remember my mom read this book years ago, and I read some of it, and I think it was called Transitions, and it was about how like, hey you,
hi.
What are you doing?
I was helping Grandma.
Oh, what's she doing?
Planting pansies.
Oh, your hair looks cute.
Thank you.
Were you trimming her toenails?
No. Not this time.
I was telling my cousin about that you saw the other day when we were driving out of here.
Yeah.
And she's like, she is a good granddaughter. I said, she is the best granddaughter.
Yeah.
She gave you something.
I keep making jokes to her like, she better put me in the will for it.
Did she give you some food?
Yeah, she gave me some chicken.
Oh, that's nice.
She tends to give me something when I go help her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That's Grandma.
Yeah. Oh, Grandma. Some days she's nice, some days she's turning us in for our walkways.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what? I need to talk to you because I thought I was going to get real inspired and want to do my own walkway.
No,
She just pointed to hers. I think I need...
doesn't it?
It looks so good.
Yeah.
So can you like text me his number?
Yep.
And whatever, and then I think I'm going to see if he'll just do the mulch.
Yeah.
You know the back area back there? Do you know behind our porch?
Yeah.
So I got all these wildflower seeds.
Okay.
What do you think if I just spread them and wildflowers grew out there? What do you think about
Instead
that?
of the like hostas that you have?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about outdoor plants. I mean, if they're wildflowers, maybe they become invasive. I don't know.
Well, I wanted to put them in the little woods area back there. They're native to Indiana.
Oh, you mean all the way in the back?
Well, and I was going to put them like in that little area behind us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll have to look.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it in the woods with me and we'll spread the seeds?
That's kind of cute. I kind of love it.
You like that?
Yeah.
And we have to read the Alien Barbarian books, too.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps on asking me in my videos if we're going to do that. I got like 3 smut books.
Really?
She's into the Sarah J. Maas, and what's the other one? Rebecca, you're into the... Yara, she's into all that.
Right now I'm in my sci-fi era.
What are you reading?
I can't get away from it. It's so good.
What are you reading?
It's called Red Rising.
Oh, yeah, Pierce
Brown.
Pierce Brown.
Extremely hot.
We were talking about that at the pool last year.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't know how hot he was.
I have never even seen him, I don't
just looked
think.
at a picture of him, and he's like...
I missed the pool! These are our pool talks!
I know. We're so close.
Now, I was reading them, our text messages when I was in Florida, about our practicing of our... She just went like this. Have you been practicing your routines?
No. I'll start, though.
Okay, we should get the rope, and we could just put it right here. And then we could do...
And then kill ourselves because we would...
You're putting me in such a good mood. I was not in the greatest of moods today. Oh, you're cheering me up. What is your t-shirt? I like that.
Mac Miller.
Oh, okay.
R.I.P.
Oh. What are you making with your chicken?
I don't know.
Look at us with her. She and I both have, she's got bright yellow ones, but she doesn't have them right now. Those are cute. What are those?
They're Birkenstocks too. They're just like pink, purple, and white.
She's got like, they're like tie-dye Birkenstocks, but they're just like these.
Yeah, I love them. I love my Birkenstocks in the summer.
Me
Plus,
too.
I got this huge blister. Also, look at that. That's ridiculous.
Is that a hole in your sock?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
I know. I just noticed it yesterday because then I put these on. I was like, it's the same pair.
I'm so ready for spring and summer and to see everybody. I feel like we've all been like inside.
Yeah.
Are you too?
Yes. Are you kidding me? I live alone. Talking to the dog only goes so far.
Well, we were going to take all these walks, and then she did ask me. She kept on asking me, and I was like, I like to walk and listen to my audiobooks. And she's like, okay, we were going to do both.
I have been doing that now, though.
Are you doing the mini marathon this year?
Yeah, my friends and I from softball, we're doing the 5K though.
Okay.
We're not.
What's the difference?
5K is so much less.
Well, no, I understand that, but what is the mini marathon? How many is it?
It's the same day, but they have, you can do a 5K, you can do the mini, and then I think you can also, well, it's called the mini marathon.
My dad used to do the mini marathon.
Yeah,
I think it's half, isn't it? Which marathon's what, 26, so it's 13?
Yeah, so it's 13.
You did it with your mom, though, the last 2 years, right?
Yes, but I'm not in the shape to, the last time I did it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this.
You look good.
Thank you. So, I haven't been like walking or running at all nearly enough.
We're going to get into it this summer.
Okay, I would love to.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, let's do it.
I cannot wait. I'm ready for it to be outside.
Yeah, I know. This is so nice. Yeah.
I can hear people coming down the street talking.
Bye.
Bye. It was good seeing you. Hey, how are you? I'm seeing all my favorite people today.
You think it's winter. You're all bundled up.
I know. Well, it's colder. Yeah. My cousin Caroline and I, that you know, we were driving by your house. You were having a little party there the other day. There was like cones out in your street for people to park and stuff.
I think it's from the people doing the high-speed internet.
Oh.
That's who works.
I don't know if we're getting it in this neighborhood.
Well, they're behind our house today.
Are you guys getting it?
Yes.
Oh, I wish we would get it.
Well, so how do we know we're getting it? I mean, I think everybody gets it.
Well, there's something about the HOA in our neighborhood that they have to, like, the HOA board has to approve it or something. I don't really know how it works. They put out some email and everybody wants to vote on it, and then some people don't understand it. I'm like, what? It's cheaper and it's like this fast. So, right.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming we're getting it. So you got a new carrier then? No, I don't think so.
I'm really afraid to ask this
I
question.
don't understand any of it, and I don't even really care.
I'm really afraid to ask this question.
Yeah.
Where's your little dog?
So how are you doing?
Where's your little dog?
Oh, her died.
I am so sorry.
Thank you. In November, right before Thanksgiving.
Oh my god, our little dog Boo passed in October. Oh. Well, they had a good life. They made it long.
He had a great life, and he died when well, didn't die walking, but he was walking when his little legs collapsed.
Oh.
And you know, he was always independent, so he wanted me to pick him. So I picked him up, but he didn't want me to pick him up. So I put him back down. Put him back down, and he couldn't walk. His back leg. So I put
Aw.
him in, and then he wanted to get down, so I put him back down. And then the third time he realized he couldn't.
Well, I'm gonna miss seeing him. I love that little guy.
Yeah. So walking, so I get to walk with Nora. It's not.
There you go.
But it's a heck of a lot faster. and I don't stop to sniff all the
Aww.
mailboxes.
Aww.
Oh, I'm sorry you lost your dog. It's hard.
It's so hard. I was just talking about it. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Will you get another one?
I've been waiting and I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm gonna rescue something, so
Yeah.
when the time is right, I believe rescues find their owners, so
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry, you know. I'll be honest with you, like, it is so lonely. You know, the house is so quiet.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to rush into something,
Yeah.
so
That's a good way to think about it.
yeah.
But yeah.
Are you guys gonna get another dog?
We won't replace Harley, no.
No.
Yeah, as much as we love them, you know, they take a lot of time.
They do.
So, no. Now, they say never, but I can imagine that I will.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. But we do miss him every day.
Oh, I love that little guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's good seeing you guys. I better see a lot of you this summer.
Yeah, sure.
It broke my heart. So she and I would talk because, okay, so she's the one that lives, and oh my god, that just like got me. She lives in my favorite house in the whole. She lives outside of our neighborhood. I think I've told this story before, but she was walking by one day, and Caroline like knows her. The whole story is so bizarre. So she used to live in the house next to the house where Caroline grew up. Okay. And then, do you remember I was telling the story? I think I was just telling this yesterday about at my aunt's funeral. Like, one of her very dear friends that lived next door to her. She lives in Florida now. But anyway, she told, like, all these things that my aunt did. Wasn't that yesterday I was talking about that in the vlog? maybe that was in a drama video or something. I don't even remember. But anyway, that was the woman that lived next to my aunt for a long time. Well, she moved in there when my cousin was like my cousin's first year in college. So they like switched houses. And so this woman used to live next door to Caroline. And Caroline used to babysit her kids. And so Caroline got out and she was like, Caroline? And she was like, oh my God. And like they knew each other. I was like, because I told Caroline about her because she was the house with the metal roof. And so anyway, she walks by here all the time with her friend, and her friend's husband actually, there's like 3 or 4 Peters in this neighborhood, which is crazy because I never meet any Peters. So, but her friend that she walks with, her friend's husband's name is Peter, and people say we look alike, but he is like probably 10 years older than me and in much better shape than me, but we both have like white hair, and so anyway, super nice guy. So the 2 of them walk a lot. Well, the woman that lives in the house that I love, she has a little Scotty dog. And we were talking, and when I would have Boo out here, they would just sniff each other's butts and stuff like that. They were so cute together, and they were both older, you know. And I think her dog, she said he was 13 last summer. And I said something to her, and she goes, I worry every day that he's not going to make it. But he seems so healthy to me. I mean, so healthy to me. It just really got me. I don't know. They are such sweet women. Seeing my neighbors and talking about this has really, really cheered me up. So I just want to say thank you guys for listening to me today. I don't know, maybe this is just a turnaround I needed. Maybe I just need to sit out here and read a little bit. And I needed to vlog and watch some shows tonight, you know. And I think Alex is going to meet up with some of his girlfriends to have a drink. And then he's going to be home and we're going to watch some shows. And you know, it'll just be a nice evening, and then tomorrow I can get back to it, and if I don't feel like it, then I'll just vlog again tomorrow, and, you know, like, take it day by day. I don't know. I do feel better now than when I started this. It's good seeing people. You know, it's nice on vacation, I think, like, talking to people and meeting new people every day, and just, I don't know, like, I think maybe I thought of myself as an introvert. This is weird. This is weird. I don't know. I think, you know, because of my social anxiety and stuff, that I thought of myself as an introvert for so many years. But I do like talking to people, and I do like interacting with people. And I think that, I don't know, maybe it's just, you know, maybe that's part of it. Maybe part of it was being on vacation and being with Alex every day and being around people. And we met so many people on this trip, and then coming back. And then Boo not being here, and then going with Caroline yesterday, which was fantastic, but then I come home, and it's like, you know, then I wake up today, and it's like the house is so silent, you know, I don't know, maybe that's part of it. Maybe it was just being around people. Maybe I do need to, you know, I don't know, I'm so resistant to, like, going out and doing stuff, because it's, I don't know, there's part of me that just doesn't want to do it. It just is like, I don't know. But this has helped me so much. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm like, this is like the part of, like, the videos that I think that just by sitting here and talking to you guys about what's going on with me, like, I feel so much better, you know, and talking to them and talking to my neighbor next door and being hopeful about this summer and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I feel good. I do. I feel good. I feel much better. Wow, that's weird how that happens. So anyway, like I said last night, I watched Survivor, I watched a couple episodes of Ghosts, and then I finished that book last night. It's the 3rd one in the Life as We Knew It series. I actually ordered all these books while I was on vacation. I looked for, I talked about it, like all of these, I bought like, well, these are zombie books, like the Jonathan Mayberry Rotten Ruin series. I bought that. Some of them came yesterday and some of them came today. I bought a whole other series. They're all these end of the world, like, young adult series, like Life as We Knew It. Because I have all these post-apocalyptic adult books that are, like, all about these, you know, EMPs or whatever, what are they called? Electronic magnetic pulses or whatever. They're all about, like, those kind of books. So I have all those. But sitting on the kitchen counter right now, I have, like, 2 entire series, like box set series, and then another book that I bought that was on this list of these, like, end of the world books. So, Alex is asking me if he wants me to bring, if I want him to bring me any food. They're going to Sun King Brewery. I don't even know what they have. I haven't been, I don't even know if I've ever been there in my life. I've been to the one in Carmel. I think they have nachos and stuff like that. Nachos don't really. Nikki is texting me, is it puzzle time yet? Listen to those little birds. I said be home probably like an hour or two. Not really that hungry. I got stuff yesterday that I can fix up if I want anything. Okay, so the things that I should just tell the things I reviewed, so if I say it on here, then it'll force me to do it tomorrow. So 2 days ago, well, not last night, but the night before, I ordered 4 insomnia cookies, 3 brand new ones. I think I said this yesterday, and then 1 that I ate that night. But the 3 I put in the refrigerator because I was like, okay, I'll just microwave them before I review them. They're like the new ones. They're real small. Like, I like the big ones from inside, obviously. And then Nikki had told me that I hadn't ordered Cheesecake Factory in a long time. And so Nikki was like, she tried a new kind of cheesecake. A couple weeks ago, her son went to a concert. And so she drove him and his friends and she chaperoned kind of. She took them to the concert and then she dropped them off. Then she was going to pick them up. Well, her mother-in-law lives close to where the concert was. So she was going over to her mother-in-law's house and hanging out with her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law, and they were all getting Cheesecake Factory. So she was asking me, like, what to get and stuff like that. And so she was, like, asking me what my favorite kind of cheesecake is from Cheesecake Factory, and I was like, the Adams peanut butter, because she likes peanut butter, too. And I was like, the Adams, don't just get the regular peanut butter, get the Adams peanut butter, because it's got Butterfinger and stuff in it. And so she was like, I think I'm going to try this one. And it's like, it's newer. I don't think it's new, but it's newer. It's called Triple Berry, I think it's called Triple Berry Bliss. And so she's like, I think I'm going to get this one. I was like, girl, do you? Whatever. I said, I've looked at that one, too. I said, but I've always, like, if I'm going to get cheesecake, I always lean towards the caramel or the peanut butter. I don't know why. And so she's like, well, I'm going to try this one. Well, then I, like, looked it up. And I was like, this does look really good. Because it's, like, white wedding cake or white vanilla cake. And then it has, like, berries in it. And I was like, oh, this looks so good. Well, she got it. And she's like, this, because Nikki's favorite cheesecake is plain cheesecake. My husband's favorite cheesecake, the low-cal cheesecake from Cheesecake. Boring. So boring. Oh my god. And I don't ever, like, it's so weird because, like, when Melissa and I and Jason and Alex, when we go to Cheesecake Factory, like, Melissa always gets cheesecake. She's like, are we gonna get cheesecake? She always gets cheesecake. And it's always like, she always gets the extravagant ones, which I live for that she does that. Oh my god, since I've said on the vlog, like, a couple people that watch my vlog that, like, also do YouTube videos, they're like, because I said that Melissa got tickets to 3 shows. It's actually 2 shows in Vegas, and I can't remember where the other show is that she got Lady Gaga tickets. She got good tickets. But people are like, oh my god, Zachary Michael reached out to me, and he was like, I am so jealous of Melissa, blah, 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 whatever. Melissa always gets the good seats to everything. She gets the good seats. If you want good concert tickets, Melissa can get you good concert tickets. So anyway, but she ain't gonna give up those Lady Gaga seats. And she just went and saw, who was it? Joey McIntyre, is that his name? She saw him live, like, alone, solo. I think in, like, St. Louis or something like that. She just drove over there with all her blockhead friends. She is living her blockhead life. Okay, Melissa is having so much fun with the New Kids on the Block stuff. Like, she is so in it to win it. She does the cruises. She goes to, like, all the shows. She had, like, some dinner with Donnie Wahlberg, like, and a bunch of her friends. She is, like, having so much fun with that New Kids on the Block stuff. But she just went, I think it was, like, 2 nights ago, and she saw, I think it's Joey McIntyre. Is that the one? Is he from, it was solo, though. Because she said she had never seen him solo before. But anyway, so Nikki told me, she was like, she sent me a picture. Here, let me see if I can even find it. I'll tell you what she said about this cheesecake. So I was like, I'm going to order this cheesecake. I was like, you know what? I'm going to order this cheesecake. Oh my god. Where am I even going to find this text messages from all of our text messages? I was like, I'm going to order this cheesecake. And then, oh, she also told me she's going to buy this book. Somebody recommended this book to me. Murder by Cheesecake. Oh, this is so funny that I'm talking about this. Murder by Cheesecake. And it's supposed to be like a cozy mystery. I think a Golden Girls cozy mystery. I'm not big on the Golden Girls, but I think that would be cute to read it. So I think I'm going to read that. Okay. But where's the cheesecake thing? Here she sent me. Oh, here's what. Oh, this is on. It was way before vacation. Hold on a second. We're texting about the housewives. Okay, this was my favorite. I saw that I was gonna do a whole video about this on my bio. I was like, nobody would care. This is where I don't know what to do with my drama channel sometimes, because the things that I think are so funny, nobody would care. But I saw this in People magazine about Kris Jenner's new hairdo. Do you see she's got this like little curly Q thing right there? And they put it on their Instagram. Kris Jenner debuts bold new bob after. Do you see what a better mood I am? But just talking to my neighbors and talking to you guys. Thank you so much. Like, you turn my whole day around. I could go film 7 videos right now. I'm not going to. I'm going to let this be a foundation for my evening. Have a great evening. Come back tomorrow and film videos. But anyway, Kris Jenner debuts bold new bob after ditching signature pixie cut hairstyle. Okay? But that was not what the video was going to be about. The video was going to be about, and I sent this to Nikki, my favorite ever comment on this was on their Instagram. Somebody put... Yeah, I got a haircut too. No one gives a shit. Okay, here's where Nikki's showing me where she's at in her book and all this kind of stuff. Our text messages. My text message was, Tanya, okay. Do you guys, have you seen those memes or those gifs? I don't know what they're called, but there's those 2 guys and they're older and they're like laughing, like belly ache laughing. And it's always like, my best friend and I when we're in hell, or my best friend and I when somebody does this, and they're laughing so hard. Tawny Jean has sent me literally that's all she does, is constantly is sending me those gifs and memes and things like that. She thinks they're so funny. Okay, pictures, we're sending pictures to people. Where? Oh, Ultra Center. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, this was while we were at Ultra. I thought it was before then. Friday, March 28th. Okay, so she's sending me, she got the 4 cheese pasta. She got the 4 cheese. I love this 4 cheese pasta. Now I kind of want it tonight. The 4 cheese pasta from Cheesecake Factory. And then, here is the triple berry cheesecake. You can't really see it. Like, her picture does not do it any justice whatsoever. Okay. But she got that, and then I said, oh my god, yum. She said, girl. She said, that cheesecake, my new favorite. And then she said, although the plain, that is always my #1. I was like, okay, whatever. And she's texting me about Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so, oh, that's the other thing. Alex and I got caught up on Beverly Hills last night. I am in such a good mood. This helped me so much. I'm so glad that I sat down here. You know what? I'm so glad that I just talked about where I was at. I needed to do that. Having my therapy session and talking about this, and then, you know, like, that was kind of a God moment, seeing my neighbors and things like that. I feel like, I don't know. You know, I say all the time, you can turn your day around whenever you want. Let me just tell you today, I cannot tell you how many days I was like, you're going to start your day over. You are going to start your, not turn your day around. Well, I guess that could be too, but start your day over. I have said so many times today, Peter, you can start your day over. People ask me all the time, what do you do when you start your day over and it doesn't happen? If at first you don't succeed, you try again. Because I don't know, that's what I had to do. I don't know why it took me sitting here vlogging and seeing my neighbors and sitting outside. Somebody's having a bonfire. I can smell it right now. It smells so good outside. I don't know. Hearing the birds chirp, telling funny stories, that like helped me so much. I mean, I feel so much better. I feel so much better, you guys. Oh my god, thank you so much. But Alex and I last night, what a blessing. What an absolute blessing. I mean, I was in a funk. I was in such a funk, and I feel so much better. But Alex and I last night, we watched 3 episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We watched the last episode of when they're in St. Lucia. It's interesting. Okay, so, well, I won't get into the whole St. Lucia thing, but anyway, so the last episode, which was the finale of St. Lucia, and then we watched the first 2 parts of the reunion. So we're completely caught up on Beverly Hills. So all we have now to catch up on is Atlanta and White Lotus. We've got 2 episodes of White Lotus, 3 episodes of Atlanta. I've got, as of tonight, I will have 2 episodes of Elsbeth, 2 episodes of Matlock, and then I think I'm caught up on all my shows as of tonight. No, I've got 2 episodes of Amazing Race. I'm not real into Amazing Race this season. I like it. Like, when I'm watching it, I like it. The problem is, there's not anybody that I'm really, like, rooting for that much. I'll tell you, if you're watching it, this is who I like. So there's, like, 2 gay guys that are friends that are, like, Dungeons and Dragons, like, Twitch people or whatever. I like them. I didn't love them at the beginning, but I like them now. They're just so authentic and real. And then there's a gay couple that are married, and they're both like performers in shows in Vegas. Like one's in a Cirque du Soleil show. I like them, but they're just okay. The couple, there's an older, the camera stopped. I'm at an hour already. There's an older couple from Utah. I like them. But there's nobody that I'm like rooting for so hard. The couple that wins like every challenge, like she is, you can tell, like really like walking on eggshells about what she says, and he's kind of an ass. I think the next episode that I have to watch, they kind of get into it because they showed that in the trailer. There's a brother and sister. He's always yelling at his sister. Who else is on it? The two cousins got kicked off on the episode that I watched last. There's a mom and her daughter. I don't really feel like I know them that well. They kind of like hang out with this like this son and his dad who he calls Pops. Like, I like them, but I'm not like, that guy is so tall. He is like 6'8" or something. I'm not like so into it. Like, I don't know. I just like, I'm trying to think if there's anybody that I like. Oh, I know the couple that I love. The guy is originally, I think, from like El Salvador or something. Amazing Race. I'll tell you who they are. They're the ones that I love, that I'm rooting for. And they're just so sweet together. Okay, Amazing Race. Cast 2025. Okay, I'll tell you who I like. Okay, here it is. A season of surprises. Meet the full cast of Amazing Race. Okay. For those of you that are watching it. I know I should be doing this on my Peter Watches TV channel, but I'm not. Okay. Is it showing them? Why is it not showing? Oh, it's showing who is, like, kicked off already first. Who's left? Well, oh, this is going to ruin it for me. Jonathan and Anna are the ones that are always first, and they're always fighting. Oh, no. Okay, so there's two different sets of people that I really like. Nick and Mike, that are the brothers, I love them. And they were so sweet. They kind of remind me of Alex and Fufu a little bit, the way they interact. And then I like, did they get cut off because they're not on here? They must have got cut off. No, they're still on here. Alyssa and Josiah, married nurse anesthetist. Nurse anesthetist. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't want to look on here and see who got kicked off, because then I'm going to know. I'm like, I got 2 episodes left. But yeah, that's who I want to win. Alyssa and Josiah. I really like them a lot. And I also like the brothers, Nick and Mike. Oh, you know what? Who must have got kicked off? It's the gay couple. Because I don't see them on here. Carson and Jack are the gay guys that are the best friends and gamers. Oh, no, here it is. Brett and Mark. They're married Las Vegas performers. I don't want to look anymore. I'll find out who got kicked off because I'm not remembering somebody. But anyway, so once I get caught up with that shows, let me know in the comment section below if there's any shows that you want me to cover on my Peter Watches TV channel. I want to do like more true crime and stuff like that over there. Oh, actually, last night I made a list. Okay, so I've got 3 episodes. Here's my list. Weekly TV. 3 episodes of Atlanta, including tonight, 2 episodes of Matlock, including tonight, 2 episodes of Elsbeth, RuPaul and RuPaul Untucked Friday, which is like the week, so it's like lip sync extravaganza or lip sync whatever of all the eliminated queens. White Lotus, we've got 2 episodes, including the finale. And I've got 2 episodes of Amazing Race, and then I'm completely caught up. But then I also made a list of April true crime to watch. So I gotta get caught up. This will probably be, I'll probably watch this tonight maybe and do my video about it tomorrow. Good American Family, which is the Natalia Grace show. I'm just really disgusted by it so far, which is why I'm not like super excited to catch up with it, but I'll catch up with it. Then there's a documentary on Hulu. I think it's out already. I didn't know it, about the Oklahoma City bombing. I don't know tons about it. I know enough about it, but I don't know tons about it, so I'm excited about watching that. Spy High is on Prime, and it's about like a hacker that got caught or something like that. And then Bad Influence on Netflix, which I'm kind of surprised nobody's really told me to watch this yet. I think maybe one person did. Some of those birds. That reminds me of Easter. Bad Influence. Oh, here it is. It's the first thing that pulled up. Talk about the algorithm. The Dark Side of Kid Influencing. Oh, it's the #1 show. How many episodes is it? Oh, 3 episodes. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Billions of views, millions of dollars, a shocking story of abuse. This documentary series unmasks the dangers lurking behind the world of kidfluencing. And then #2 is Pulse, Love on the Spectrum. $1 Million Secret, I really want to watch. It's like this reality show where somebody has to... Oh, are all the episodes out now? Maybe I'll watch that too. Oh God, I've got so many shows I want to watch. Gone Girls, I haven't watched yet. The Residence, I want to watch. Oh, so many shows. So many shows, so little time. Gold, Greed, and the Hunt for Finn's Treasure. Has anybody watched that yet? It's 3 episodes. A cryptic poem by an eccentric art dealer sparks a chaotic and deadly quest for hidden treasure in this stranger-than-fiction documentary series. I think that sounds so good. Oh, the other show that I want to watch. So I think it's by the producers of From and Lost. And I took a screenshot of it last night. It's on MGM. It probably is on Hulu, too. What do you think about? Okay. This is my screenshots, okay? I need something different for this year. Now, this is a little expensive, but what do you think of like a wreath like that? What do we think of that wreath for back there? Because see, I'm having everything bright out here this year. Don't you think that's so pretty? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. See, it's like real little flowers. I mean, they're fake, but don't you think that's so pretty? For right there, it'll go right there. I mean, you'd have to look at it every day, so pick something you like. Okay, back into the pictures. 9 bodies in a Mexican morgue. Has anybody heard about this? 9 strangers find them... So it's ongoing. So I don't think it's all out yet. 6 episodes are out. 9 strangers find themselves lost in a remote Mexican jungle after their small plane members are murdered one by one by the remaining survivors must solve the mystery. Doesn't that sound so good? I got so many shows that I want to watch. Anyway, so yeah, so we watched Beverly Hills, we got caught up on Beverly Hills last night. There's one part of the reunion left next week, and then it's over. Atlanta, we gotta get caught up on. I liked Atlanta when it first started this season. Oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark, and now I'm not like super excited about it. So tonight, I don't know what we'll watch. Either Alex really wants to get back into it, like watching Atlanta again, so we'll probably save White Lotus for this weekend. I don't think he said he has anything to do this weekend. I don't have anything to do this weekend. But since we came back on Monday, I think he does have to go in and work all day tomorrow. I'll be filming. My plan is to film videos tomorrow. If I wake up and I'm in another funk, I'm not going to push it. I just made that decision while I'm sitting here filming. Because today, I think taking the time, thinking about it, just vlogging was really helpful for me. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm in a funk, I'm not going to film videos. I'll do my vlog, but I'm not going to do that. But hopefully I don't wake up in a funk. Hopefully I'm back on track. I think it was good today for me to allow myself to feel my feelings and talk about it. You know, not just with you guys, but with my therapist as well and with a couple of my friends. I don't know. Oh, there was a little cardinal that just flew over. The battery's dying, so I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are it's like flashing right at me. I hope you guys are having I hope I get this done in time. I hope you're having a magically amazing Thursday. I know this is a quick exit, but I don't want to get another battery. If nobody else I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.